Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another night of Beyond the White Noise Paranormal with Kurt and Mo. Tonight's guests, who we've seen on here before, we have Southern Ghost Society, we have Mark, we have Lee, and we have Dan. Check out the beard. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say, Lee. Lee, move over a little bit to show everybody your beard. Now that's a beard, dude. Mo's like trying to grow a girly beard. That's a guy's beard right there. Mo, you got a girly beard. That's all I got to say.
For everybody listening, please pay particular attention to the guy with the big red ears and his total lack of facial hair. Trying to pick on me, and it's just unfair.
I apologize. Actually, I don't. But
I kill you once, I kill you again.
Hey, I'll be killed off again. I know. My numbers.
I'm going to kill you off again. I'm going to do it. I'm going to find.
Dude, you got to do it. We'll find a good way to do it. Got to keep killing me off like Kenny on South Park.
Dan, did I just see you put up a One Direction poster in front of the camera? Then.
Oh no,
please.
It's mine. I have it back.
Oh, mate. Is that yours?
Is that yours, Lee? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well played. Are you going to open it? It's going to be full of like PSP7 spirit box and stuff like that.
Our new equipment.
Yeah, well played. Well played. Paranormal investigation by numbers. Oh man, that's bad news. That's bad news. So, nevertheless, Dan and Lee, we know all about you. You've been on before, and for people who don't know about Dan and Lee, we're gonna dissect them very shortly. Mark, I've got to ask you, right? It's not a case of how did you get in with these guys, right? Why? Just why?
Going to different groups, two or three groups I used before, paid the money. I think that their professionalism was all about money and not about the actual paranormal world and what people understand about the paranormal world.
Yeah.
I'm being down south of these sort of guys, about probably an hour away. Looked on a website, they sound genuine. It was a family run, not a business, but a society. Went to their first location, and my personal feeling is that I bonded with them pretty much straight away. And their knowledge, the way I do my paranormal investigations, the way they do it, it worked. It worked, and I think it clicked off pretty much straight away. And here we are, 5-6 years down the line, and I've never turned back, and I wouldn't turn back.
Oh, well played, well played. That to me, that's how it should be. It should be that people actually do it for the right reasons. It's quite rare nowadays because you do find a lot of people who go, right, okay, we're going to do it for the right reasons. Ooh, money. Oh, money. Yeah. And then the next minute, the entire history of locations changes because people type into their events that the place is something it's not. So slowly but surely, the stories change, the buildings change. Before you know it, it sort of ruins the entire field. And as I've said in a million times before for Dan and Lee, and now with you, Mark, as well, you're in this. You're going to get dumped in the same. Fortunately, of all the people we've ever interviewed on here, ever get people who come on who actually say, I'm going to do something. And actually do it or have done it.
Yeah, I mean, I want to feel these experiences. I've never actually physically seen something that I can say is a ghost or an entity or anything like that. But the equipment that we use, the way you actually use your own body, and I think your best tool is your own physical self.
Yes.
It's a mad world, and then you go to use these different other people that I used for probably 3 or 4 years before I met up with Dan and Lee. It was just me, and they was like putting things in your head, and I thought, this isn't the way I work. This is the way I want to do it. My way. I want to experience these things. Is there another side to the, other dimension, whatever you want to call it? But yeah, brilliant. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, the one thing that I had right. For anybody who listens to the show, listens to the podcast, watches what we get up to, or listens to me on Facebook, on the groups in any way, shape or form, you'll notice one thing. I argue with myself. It's something I do a lot. I'll sit there, I'll have a gripe, and then I'll have this little imaginary argument with myself and get myself half schizophrenic, best way of putting it. And a couple of weeks ago, I put on Facebook about pieces of equipment. We spend too much time staring at the viewfinder of a camera. What you do get to see in front of you, and equipment seeds and groups, it sometimes takes over. And as of late, I've sort of started to change my own little perspective with regards to equipment. I'm sort of realizing that tech, and this is hard for me to say because I'm a horrible geek. to realise that tech is taking over a little bit too much as of late. So I'm going to ask all three your opinions on that.
The problem with
because
me,
I'm fighting my own little battle with it. You see,
we all use technology. I mean, I certainly do. I've got loads of stuff, kinetic and all. I'm more of a visual person. I want to see something. Do you know what I mean? And I use a lot of night vision camera and floodlights, LEDs, and certainly the newest equipment that we've got at the minute is the kinetic. And I'm fascinated by this and how it works. As long as you keep it still, you will get you will get a stick man. You're fighting your mind and telling you, right, okay, if there is something there, why am I not feeling it? Why am I not experiencing it? And or cold or rushes of air or whatever you want to call it.
Of course.
Lazy investigating, that's what it's called. With sitting and relying on tech, you've got to go out and get it. Did you
drag the times that we've had? Say the REM pod go off. We've had the K2 go off, and then we start arguing. Well, it must be faulty, and we blame it down to the batteries, and you end up with a massive argument, and you're all going, well, it can't be this and it can't be that, and a couple of weeks, it was a week ago, we had cat balls that have been switched off, and we always blame the person that puts the ball on the floor and say, well, okay, he couldn't have done it, and you're talking to the boy that, yes, I did 100%. That ball was flashing when I left it, and you think you doubt your own. Oh, it's just mad. It's just weird. And what do you do?
It's one weird thing it's one weird thing that you do manage to find as of late with regards to the paranormal and with regards to investigating is you find people. There's different types of people. There's the type of person who tries their hardest to find evidence at any means possible, which is they hear a noise in the background and they do the infamous Zach Bagans, and they hear a noise in the background and goes, that's a ghost. Not the person who knocked something over in the next room. It's not the person who knocked into something. And a lot of people you'll find at the moment are doing that. But I think it's a quote me and Kate used to use on a history show we used to do. It was Sherlock Holmes's quote. When you've exhausted something, like when you've exhausted all avenues, whatever is left, however improbable, has to be the truth. But it has to be basically what you're left with is what you're left with. You can't always argue it. So if you can take every other variable out of the equation, say for instance, is it the batteries? No, they were brand new. Is it the item faulty? No, because it works. Was there anybody by it? No, because the loom was locked. Was something you can always go to do it that way, then you do it right. That's the way I think about it. And on if you don't mind me just segueing a little bit on the mention of equipment, considering I've just said about technology taking our hands away, and you mentioned Connect.
Yeah. The
Connect cam, I've got a few of them, and I like them. They work well. In certain situations, they can give you false readings, but you'd expect that for something it's with retrofitted to match the field that we're in.
Still.
Yeah, well, one of my biggest failings I got is my radiator, which is just over there, is apparently a small child. It's a small child, and I'm sitting there. Do you remember that day, Kurt? I don't know if you remember. And
that was epic. It was epic.
And I'm going, Kurt, I've just managed to get the Connect working on my Windows tab. And he went, what?
Yeah.
And I turned it around and went, look. And I'm like, why is it mapping the corner? What's it map? It's my radiator. It's mapping my radiator. It seemed 2 points and thought it was shoulders. Yeah. But there's a piece of equipment I managed to get my hands on this week, and I've been doing a little bit of product testing with it. And then I bought one because I liked it. But it's like the entire paranormal field has totally overlooked it, because every time I've Googled it with the name paranormal, no one's looked at it. So first I'll show you, and I'm going to see if you know what it is.
What is that? It looks like a rubber.
It looks like wait there. No, good try. It's called Leap Motion.
Okay.
What it is, it's something that you can fit to a computer, and as opposed to using a mouse, you can use your hand to move things on the screen.
Right.
Are you poking me in the eye with a pen?
I just can't spell.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I had to do it. It was an apology. But yeah, so Leap Motion, what it does is when you wave your hand over it, it maps your hand on the screen, and it worked really well. I was showing Katie a couple of minutes, and if you don't mind, I'll show you in a minute. We'll have it in it. I was very surprised because it works via infrared, and I'm just, when you see a piece of equipment and you think, where the hell has this been, and why has nobody seen it yet? And it baffled me something chronic. But they're about £50, so if you do decide you want to ever go and find it, they're quite easy. You can pick them up in a lot of electronic retailers, but I'll bring it up. Well, actually, towards the end of the show, I'll bring it up and I'll show you what it can do. It's kind of weird, fascinating, but weird. But yeah, that's just me on a little geek off. I'm going to move swiftly on from that. And I'm going to move on to something that you guys done a little bit earlier in the year. Was it 30 East Drive?
Oh,
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was one of the reasons why we got Mark on this evening. Mark was part of the Portvillia crew, so part of the sort of inspiration of, right, we're going to go and we're going to do something and we're going to do it. And I think that 30 East Drive certainly goes into that category.
Yeah.
The moment it came on, we'd all seen the film, we'd all talked about it. This was pre-Most Haunted Halloween, and I just got straight on the phone to the owner, got it booked, and then the Most Haunted Halloween happened. So all of a sudden, the sort of stigma of, did he pull himself up the stairs or up or down the stairs? Did he throw
the cable thing?
yeah.
And a lot of the people that were with us were like, it's a long way to go, we're not going to bother. For me and Lee, from the very beginning, to listen, we paid the money, we're going to go. And if it's the two of us, we might have to top and tail in the bed, but we will we'll go to a day. And then Mark, we sort of had a conversation with Mark and just said, look, this is the vision of it, really. Let's go up there. Let's try and discount any of the. I didn't even watch the Most Haunted in full. Not that interested. I certainly wouldn't be using it as a guide to what I want to do. And let's go there. Let's go there and stay. And there was 4 of us.
Yeah.
And honestly, we went there with the expectation of nothing, thinking it was going to be a fun house, thinking it was going to be. And we had some of the most weirdest experiences. That
20 minutes.
To walk through the doors.
Again, I think the first story we tell is we were allowed in there at sort of 6 o'clock, so early doors with me and the next door neighbour. So we were told, initially from the visit, we have to sign all these paperwork, so our footage wouldn't belong to us, and anything belongs to them, and we were a little bit apprehensive. So we sort of went in there. The 4 of us went in, sat down, and it is set up oldie worldy. It's really, really strange.
Yeah.
And then we go upstairs, and in the little girl's bedroom, it's set up. I don't know. For us, it's sort of set up. We were dubious. There's a doll on bed. Sort of really set up that like someone's gonna sort of knock something and fell over. Anyway, we walked in one of the rooms and there was a doll on the bed. And then we walked into another room and came back in. The doll had fallen over. So we were okay. So that's fine. So we, in true sort of style, we sort of took the bedroom apart as much as we could, looking for. Springs, looking for something, looking for anything to make the doll fall over. Anyway, so
you ripped. Sorry for interrupting. You ripped the room apart.
Trashed it.
Is that what you said?
We're not. But sorry, I want to try and rephrase that. If you ever want to go back there.
That's called burglary, by the way. That's just
under the mattress. We checked the doll. We did everything we can we took the EMF in there. We looked at everything in that room to see actually was there anything making this doll fall over. So we're not saying that bit's paranormal. It was a weird occurrence that we thought was staged. So anyway, went downstairs. We said, I'd be interested. Let's go back up there and see if the doll had fallen over again. Went upstairs. The doll had fallen over. So put it back up again. And so me and Lee are filming, and we've got the on our Facebook. You can watch this. So we go on into it, and it's broad daylight. Lee's filming his camera, and I say, okay, if there is someone here, and if there is someone pushing this doll over, can you do it after 3? So I go 1, 2, and 3, and on 3, we capture an EVP of a little girl or a young child that says it's too hard.
Too hard, definitely.
I honestly can't explain.
right there.
And that's definitely paranormal. Sorry about that. So literally, it's too hard.
Sorry, guys, go on.
Yeah, so we captured an EVP saying it's too hard. We don't know where it comes from. It was broad daylight. We weren't investigating. It was on Lee's iPhone. And the voice comes to know. We hear it real time. We play it back. We check the room. First, you see me dart towards the window to see whether they're playing outside or anything. And there was nothing, it's one of the best EVPs we've caught. So that was like at 6, probably 6:15. We're in there at 6:15. We catch an EVP straight away. And it's just strange. But just, don't get it. Like I said, I'm trying to use this terminology. We pulled the house apart in terms of checking for EMF, checking for we've been to some places where we thought there might be sort of pumps and stuff like that in the walls creating EMF. So we literally we looked at everything, absolutely everything, and couldn't explain it. It was really, really strange. That was straight from the off, and the night just got weirder. Literally, we were there from 6 until 10 the next day, and it just didn't stop. It was really, really strange. It's probably the most active place that we have, which actually goes against most credible people that you speak to. Think it's a fun house, think it's just all made up. If you read the guest book, there's lots of not haunted, not this, not that. But we had our equipment going off. We had sort of noise upstairs. We had the REM pods off in the bedroom. We sat still all night. And again, in terms of footage, we caught a voice from a hallway. That, as we were talking amongst ourselves, it said, "Excuse me," and we heard it real time. A female voice said, "Excuse me." There was 4 lads in there. There was nothing. And then I think to sort of box it off, box the conversation off, we went put a locked-off camera in. Mark and Mike, who stayed downstairs, they were too scared to sleep upstairs. Me and Lee slept upstairs, being hardcore.
Yeah, because you're well up.
Yeah,
one room.
He's only protected by his brother.
Cozy down there in the van. We were upstairs. We took one for the team. So there. The camera that was filming Mark and Mike, probably cuddling, being so scared.
Yeah.
The moment the lights went down and the moment sort of the house went still, you see the camera move, and it moves, and there's no consistency in the movement. We made sure that it was on a piano. The boiler wasn't there. There's nothing on that wall. There's no fridge freezer. But that camera moves, and at first we thought it might be focusing in and out.
Yeah,
it's camera moving because you can see a still picture on the
The
wall.
camera's sitting on rubber blocks as well.
Yeah, and it moves continuously till first light, and it's not like a tick-in. It's not a constant movement. It's like someone playing with it. It's really. We got footage for how long was that? An hour, a couple of hours before first light, and
We did get another EVP as well. We did also get Say a Prayer.
sure.
Yes, we had a voice upstairs. Right after the REM pod was going off, we walked upstairs, and so we had no voice recorders upstairs. We had them on us. We were sort of trying to move around the house collectively, so we weren't sort of creating too much noise. And so the REM pod was going off. We got upstairs. We asked the REM pod to stop, and it stopped. So I started a voice recorder onto the floor and say, "Okay, if there is someone here setting this off, we're going to go back downstairs now. That's the way you prefer to communicate. Can you let us know?" We come back downstairs. 10 minutes later, we listen to the recording, and it says,
Say a prayer.
It says, say a prayer, say your prayers, say something. And it sounds like before that, and this is probably the weakest EVP we got. He's coming, he's coming, and it says, say your prayers. Say your prayers.
Oh, that's weirdness. See, the thing is, no, sorry.
I was saying, we went there expecting nothing, and we were blown away, completely blown away.
I think we all had our doubts as well when we read the diary as well and the visitors book, and everybody was saying this place is crap. We wasted our money. I think for me, it put a little bit of a downer on it. But just to be in the location, we was pleasantly surprised. It was brilliant.
It's one of those strange places because you do see a lot on. You see a lot of people, and a lot of people go there. It's one of those places where it's like it's the Waverley Hills of Britain. It's like the place where people, that's where they aim for. They want to go and check out the 30 East Drive. You want to go there. And people obviously, as in Halloween, on the Halloween show this year, you're going to see Nick Groff and Katrina Weedman went there for I think it's about 4 or 5 days or something excessive they stayed there for.
100 hours.
100 hours, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how many days that is, but that's
that's a lot.
It's enough. It's enough. But basically, it's enough to bring people over from America to come and see the place. You are going to get people who are going to write in a book and say the place is not haunted. You're always going to get the naysayers who say something isn't. What obviously you guys have experienced a heavy amount from there, but. I don't know. I'd love to go there, but I used to up to about 6 months ago. I used to write the place off, just the same as some of these other event places where you go, and the amount of the evidence that seems to build up on the place every time you speak to somebody else who's been there, and they tell you, it really makes you think. It really, really does make you think. The only thing that I'd be apprehensive about, though, which is what you said a little bit earlier, Lee, I think it was you that said it to me, was that they made you sign over your footage straight away.
We didn't sign the form.
You didn't sign it?
Yeah.
No.
Right. Well played.
Yeah,
I love it.
Lost the paperwork.
Oh no! Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. One day. Do you think the dog gets it?
Yeah.
I would have blamed the activity in the building. Like the pen's gone. Something to move the pen. So I'll probably sign it tomorrow. Run.
It's really strange. We went there with no expectations, but just to give it our all for the time we were going to stay there, and it's genuinely probably the one place this year, or certainly the last couple of years, apart from probably where you just think didn't feel right. I think for me, driving up to it was massively disappointing because it is just a 3-bedroom semi-detached house in the middle of a council estate, and if you watch the film backs onto these eerie where there's no woods in sight. There's I know
surrounding the house.
Well,
yeah, literally you've got
the thing.
Yeah, houses everywhere.
No, sorry, go on.
I was saying, yeah. So literally, the house sits on a roundabout. So there's
Buy a McDonald's.
Yeah, weird.
See, what you find is what happens is Ed and Lorraine Warren, which I think this is why it's all happening. Lorraine Warren is still with us. She signed over Ed's diaries to Sony. So all the stories went to Sony. We interviewed Andrea Perron a few months ago, and she was telling us all about it. That's the reason that all the films, all the Conjuring movies there's loads of them, but all of the Conjuring movies, they've been heavily glamorized. The house in the Conjuring movie, the first Conjuring movie, which is Andrea Perron's house from when she was a kid, she said there's not a single room which seems to fit. A lot of it is glamorized, especially with the film. So, I mean, don't be put off by the fact it's on a housing estate, because remember, you're in Britain. There's some scary ass housing estates in Britain. Yeah, I walked. Right, here's one for you. Last year, I near enough tripped over Dick Turpin's grave. The famous highwayman who done all the robberies and he got hung. I tripped over his grave, right, in a dark field, in a dark night, slap bang in the middle of a housing estate, right in the middle of a housing estate. So, and it's at the back of a playing field. Don't ask me what I was doing on a playing field in the middle of the night, like, but all you need to know is dogging. Yeah, no, that's these two. It's your two team members here who are making videos. For everybody in the chat room, I can't tell everybody in the chat room because I know there's somebody under the age of 16 in the chat room at the moment. Sorry, Lewis. Let's leave it there. And the lunatic, good evening, chaps. Hey. Just a quick one for you, well. Questions appeared in the chat room from Bigfoot82 has said, do you guys in SGS use spirit boxes? Personally, I don't trust them, but a lot of investigators use them.
Yeah, we have, I think we've discussed it before, we have our team leader boxes, and then team leader boxes that we supply to each of the teams, each of the 3 teams. We have 2 K2s, we have a spirit box, we have a speaker, we have a glass dowsing rod, and we have some trigger objects and stuff. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, speaker boxes for me, dude. I buy things, if you probably already know, and then sell them. I got this bad habit. I'll take them out, use them a few times, get pissed off that I'm getting nothing, and 98% of the time you get nothing anyway, and then I sell it on eBay. Okay.
Do you know, if anybody wants to earn any quick money, buy yourself an egg cup, right? And say it's a haunted egg cup, then send a link to Kurt and he'll buy it straight away.
I will. I'll buy it and then I'll set it there, and then I'll just stare at it the whole time, and then resell it. But I got to sell it for more money than what I did. That way. But my thing about the spirit box, and I don't mean to disrespect you guys at all. I prefer just to use a regular recorder, like a task cam, or let's say something like that, because a lot of times in this area, this side of the pond, what you get is a hell of a lot of interference. And I'm not talking about the new spirit boxes where they have 2 things going at once. but your everyday, the one that first came out. I just get too much interference, radio interference, even though it's been taken off. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I question the Spirit Box because there's a lot of teams out there now, not you guys, I'm saying, that go, yeah, we caught this great EVP. It's a Spirit Box. I'm like, no, it's a DJ from the freaking radio station down the street, you know? and that's just my take. I mean, there's no disrespect. Anybody can use what you want. What I do like is what Nick Groff used, Steve Huff put together. No, I'm not plugging Steve Huff whatsoever, but he's got that one piece of kit
possibly
that he uses that, to me, I'd love to get a hold of that. You know, the one that they use it's the girl from Katrina. You know which one I'm talking about. It's the one. It's got the feedback kind of thing. I'd love to take that out once or twice.
It looks like an old school speaker box.
Yeah, I'd love that. I'd love to use that.
It's got an echo to it.
Yeah, they run them through guitar effects pedals that pass through each other, creating echoes and pops and noises. Just a quick one though, the Lunatics put in the chat room, is Kate using the Spirit Box to communicate with us now, seeing that he's dead and all that?
Yeah, I am actually. I'm just appearing on screen, and
she's
I'm going to go burn in hell afterwards. Yeah. So,
straight underneath, he's ever so clear. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ever so clear. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's been one of those days.
With Spirit Boxes as well, we've a couple of our members have bought the sort of almost like Faraday cages, you know, like to sort of take any interference out. We pop them in that. We were in a church once. We were this like part of a venue rather than breaking in, and we were in a church once, and we'd put it into this bag, and we still got a voice from it, which is really, really strange. Cut out all the interference altogether, just a static noise, and we caught a voice. So, like we said from the beginning, we have loads of conversation with people, heated discussions, arguments, call them what you want about what works and what doesn't. And for us, especially from the public events we run, and when we invite people with us, we just try and do as much as we can. So we're sort of set out, you know, things like the Spirit Box. We'll have sort of trigger objects around. We'll have EMF meters, REM pods, as much as we can. Like I said, we don't know what works. We just sort of throw everything at it, really. Yeah. So it's another technique we just try, you know, see what we get through. We've had some response. Any weird stuff like that has been myself and Lee were at the Ram Inn, and we were thinking we were getting a voice through. So we tried to get some proper interaction. So I just sort of said, sort of, how many fingers am I holding up? And it did say 2, and then I changed to 4, and then it went 4. So actually, it was almost like a little bit of interaction, but 95% of the stuff we got through was definitely either a radio firm or the end of song, sort of catching up and stuff. But we definitely had some interaction with it, and sort of kept that little flame alight for us to keep trying it and keep going. Like I said, don't know what works.
Well, it's all based. It is with all the technology that we use, and I've said this before on the show, and I'll say it again, and I might as well be just repeating myself with it. But it's what we do is we technology to use to make what we basically for when we go out. So we will modify the cameras that we use. If they aren't full spectrum, we'll make them full spectrum. We'll detune radios and make them scan through the frequencies. We'll use guitar effects pedals to loop through themselves. And none of this is a bad idea, none of it at all. And from the outside, a lot of outsiders probably who aren't involved in the field, will possibly sit there and look and go, well, okay, that normally a camera could be due to the fact it's been edited or modified or been messed around with. But without that type of technology, we're sort of left literally in the dark. We kind of, I know a little bit earlier I was saying that we do lose a lot of what we do to looking at a 3.5-inch screen. But what a lot of people need to realize is there's a happy medium. There's a balance between using technology and using your own senses. How many times you walk into a room and go, whoa, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
It's common as hell. Also, as well, questions came through with the chat room again. Is have you guys ever been to Buckfast or Buckfastly Abbey? I don't know what that is.
No, an alcoholic beverage in Scotland.
Sorry, what did you say, Mark?
I thought that was an alcoholic beverage in Scotland. Buckfast.
Is it? Buckfast. You've lost me there, man. It's at the question. It's just gone nuts. Oh, that monastery is still active, right? I mean, the monks are still living there, kind of. Oh no, it's a chat going on in the chat room, and I'm just getting involved while I'm meant to be talking to you guys. Sorry about that. that was really bad of me. Unfortunately, no. Apparently, it's in Devon, according to them guys. But yeah, moving swiftly on. So 30 East Drive for you guys was probably one of the most active places. Put it next to Pavalia for activity.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've been doing it for 15 years. I've never experienced anything like that. And I looked at the only place that I didn't do in 30 East Drive was I wanted to go up into the loft because being like the directors bought the place. Yep. I wondered if he set anything up because he was there 20 minutes and we heard 2 loud bangs within 20 minutes of daylight. And was it next door, big in the place or something? I don't know, but it would have been nice to go up in the loft and just eliminate that for me personally. But I don't know about the boys.
What was the cost of it to go in? And what were they charging, by the way?
We paid £100 each. So we paid,
okay.
We paid 100. But you know what the funny thing was? Wow. We on the wall we've got the sort of estate agent plans. I think he bought it for something like 89 grand, and he so he sort of, if you think it's, I'll give you a good example. 2017, there are no Fridays and no Saturdays and no Sundays left. Every weekend it's booked out at £400 a night, paid off, and house paid off, and that's what, for us, where we go into a fun house, where we go into something that's been completely staged and hyped, or did we go somewhere where it's genuine activity? And when we were driving up to it, I thought we were going into a fun house. Driving away, it's paranormal. Honestly, I think there was something there, something communicating with us. I don't know whether it was something there or something we took with us, but it was communicating with us, and it just didn't feel right. It honestly just didn't feel right.
Probably one of the worst night's sleep I've had on solos and locations. I think that's probably the worst place I've ever slept in. Just a feeling. Feel right at all.
I do have a question for the two of you guys anyway, because I know you said you shared the room together.
Those in separate rooms.
Oh, with the boys in separate rooms, really?
Yeah, at least snores like a pig.
I was about to say, which one of you smart asses went commando?
I think Lee did. Okay, he's got.
Go on.
It was cold. Yeah, it was a cold night.
It was cold, but he never said he never went commando. Though, did you notice that? So, and another question, and I ask you guys this every. Sorry.
We started off commando. It was a naked ghost hunter. Stage.
Oh yeah. Oh man, there's so many disgusting jokes I could use right now, but I'm not going there. I'm gonna try and keep some taste in this for a little.
Calendar next year, anyway, Dan.
Oh, don't do it, please.
Ghost Society calendar.
Yeah.
Which one's the unfriend button on Facebook again? Sorry. This is disgusting. Right. Every time you come on, I always ask you a question, or it's a question I tend to ask a lot of people who come on with me interviews, and it's what's the most embarrassing thing that happened? What was, and I know you guys, one night I can guarantee some crazy shit happened, right? When you were at 30 East Drive, what's the stupidest thing that happened whilst you were there? Who done the stupid thing?
What do you reckon, Mark? But you know what? Sensible in our
I know what it was. Somebody found a night dress in the wardrobe. And
again.
All right, start this off then, right? We was upstairs. We was all upstairs. Lee found an old dressing gown, put it on, and we started here. And then all of a sudden, we heard somebody shout downstairs, "Hello!" So we all panicked, and we was all like, "Oh God, she's come to collect the money." Nobody there.
But yeah, so
remember that.
We were all up in the master bedroom because we were trying to try and start a little bit earlier. So we got the blankets from the bedroom to black out the window to black out the window. And then obviously in the midst of that, Lee accidentally fell into a night dress, didn't he? Yeah. And,
oh no.
Damn
those heights, and they're horrible to walk in. Just a very quick question, right? So what you're saying to me is there was 4 men in the master bedroom while one of them was dressing up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Under it, yeah.
Oh my dear God.
I think we found a knife underneath the pillow that Cole left as well.
So let me get this right. Yeah. How many investigations has he dressed up on?
All of them.
Oh, it's been loads. It's been too many. So much so now that I try when I'm sort of splitting the groups before an event, I have to start thinking now who he's going to go with to see whether I can control him or not. So I'm have to put two season lead people out for dressing up episodes.
I did
Oh
like.
my God,
that was quite good.
Go on, Mark, sorry.
He wore the pavilion mask. That was quite good. That was a good one.
Yeah, that's the best bit. We wore the doctor's death mask.
Doctor's mask, yeah.
That was good.
In the monk's house?
Oh, no, that was over on the island. We bought the,
So you dressed up on the island as well? Meant like that, just... God, do us a favour. Whatever you do, right, don't investigate anywhere where you can walk in the dresses, and it's like, you've got to dress any weird than you dress at the best of times, man. That's nutty.
When we're on it, we talk about that's the concerning thing.
I just feel sorry for Mark. I actually truly feel sorry for Mark.
Yeah.
And it's like, he just must look at you and go, oh, it's going to happen again. He's disappeared. Oh, he's came out dressed like a Victorian schoolboy.
Oh, God. And my heart sinks to get that sinking thing, like, what's he doing?
I just love the fact that he's sitting there like that dog that ripped the newspapers a bit. He's sitting there next to you with this smile on his face as if to say,
It was the same thing though. If you went into a place and there was a dress or a Victorian outfit, it's curious, aren't you? You just got to try it on. No.
The last time you tried on a Victorian schoolboy's outfit, wasn't it?
That was the type thing.
Question, are you a Victorian schoolboy? Are you a lady? No. So you don't go in and try it on. Do you ever walk into your mum and dad's house and go upstairs and throw a dress on?
All the time. Do you know what? I don't know whether you've ever been. We just did an event. It's probably one of the last public events that we done this year. So we had like quite a few people on it, quite a few newbies, and we're doing the walk around. This is hideous, and I'm going to try and show you the picture of it on this. If not, I'll post it on our Facebook. So I'm doing the walk around, trying to be as sensible as possible. We go into a room, and this is what I see. I don't know whether you can actually see this. Can you see it? He's got a Victorian man's bowler hat on, and an oval. Serious, honestly.
Oh, dude, that's fantastic.
Oh, that's epic.
I've got some newbies around us and stuff, and we're trying to explain this is one this room, and this is what this was used for. And then you turn around, and it's that sinking feeling. Oh God, you can hear the typewriter going. So I know he's up to something.
Oh, it's hard.
There we go. That was doesn't stop. There is a common theme with it. I'm surprised we've lasted this long as a group.
No, do you know what? Right, of all the groups that I there's been times, I'm not going to say I affiliated with them, but I you know, like there's groups or there's events, and I'll go there, whether it's to interview somebody or I'll just go in general, just because it's just a busman's holiday is the best way of putting it for me. Or it's access to a building that I would never be able to afford on my own. And the amount of times I'll go to an event and the men will be standing there and they'll all be in like the SWAT uniforms with the like utility belts covered in whatever the hell they've got. Oh wait, there. What's this?
No, I gotta see this.
What's that one? That's the plague mask, isn't it?
No, that's the other mask as well.
Is that an up and on mask?
That's the pavilion.
Oh,
My dear
God.
that's pretty cool, man.
That was cool.
Yes.
That was cool.
We have we're talking about calendars. We could probably do a calendar with your dress up episode.
Please, yeah, you'll probably earn a lot of money off that from certain websites, put it that way. But as I said, the amount of times I've gone to groups or I've gone to investigations, and the groups have been standing there with the utility belts on, straight face, and they're treating it as serious as hell. And I think it's refreshing that you guys, the shaggy of the group, will call you, the one who will just go and do what he wants to do, because guess what? It's just that little bit of funniness. And I can imagine it must infuriate some of your team. I can guarantee it does. But
he's not saying it increases the energy. That's the way we see it at some point.
Yeah,
you know,
I think
get quiet. You get those quiet moments in your board, and you can spice up the energy a little bit.
There you go. I like that.
I just love, as I said, I love the fact that it's not always serious. And that's something that seems to be dramatically lacking in this field, is it's always too serious. People are always as I said, all dressing the same. They always do the same pose when they get the photos taken with the arms folded and standing
Or
there
one
staring at the
person
cameras.
walking ahead. You always get that one person walking ahead, and then it comes out like this. You know what I'm saying? When they're trying to look all serious, like they just went in and debunked,
Yeah.
or they just went in and found the golden chalice of the paranormal. You know, knowing damn well they didn't find anything, because you can see the ghost radar in the background that they're using, and that goes out to London. That's all I got to say.
Sorry, that was a personal shot fired there.
Right over the
But yeah,
bow.
never-
Right over the bow.
As I said, and I've said it a million times.
Should really grow up as well.
Oh, what's that one?
Oh my God, they've
Oh
got the
my
photo.
God! It's it. It's it.
They've done it.
That's it. They did it. They did it.
About that one, right?
They did it. All I can see is
Scary.
muscles.
My only
Oh
That
my
was-
God! That's epic. That's
Right,
epic.
Dan,
I'm going to give
Dan and Lee, explain yourselves.
this one, and I think that this is our only there. That is on the port. It's about to get the boat to Pavilion. Honestly,
Yeah.
the amount of planning and the amount of things, I'm owed that photo. So I'll take the crack for it. But do you know what? We were standing on the shore. I didn't have a night's sleep before wondering that boat was going to turn up. Do you know what? My chest was a bit puffed because we were going to go and spend the night on Pavilion. So yeah, shoot us if you will. But do you know what? I'll take it on that one.
Yeah. Well, you know. No. Do you know what? Right? I think it's absolutely amazing. I think do it again. Yeah, that's it. You've got to have a frown though when you do it. Clearly, everyone has to frown when you do it. You've got to look as serious as possible, and that's why, as a team, right? We've actually got a team photograph. Yeah, we've got a team photograph from when we were on an investigation, and it's everybody sitting around the table in an abandoned building that would phone the pizza to, and we all sitting there eating this food on this abandoned table, and everyone's just sort of like that. They're happy with themselves. That's our team photo. That's how we roll. Hopefully, because we're all fat, we're all going to roll downhill and very quick as well. But yeah, so what's coming up in 2017 for you guys, by the way?
We just started to put it together. We've been sort of umming and ahhing about how we're going to move forward. It'd be our sort of 7th year of Subject Coast Society. We were torn. I think we were torn on whether to keep it going the same, whether to close the doors was a bit strong, but just take back the investigation and go to as a group one-on-one. And I think our minds have been sort of split, but we've had a good year this year. I think the year before we did 35 events. The year before that was 41, and then this year is going to be 19 or 20. But they've been a better quality of event. We've enjoyed the time, but also we've had the time back with the families as well. So we're going to continue 2017, posting one for us and one for them. So we'll do the 30 East drives where it's important we get together as a team. We try different techniques and different equipment, and we just keep our love for it. And then we're going to probably open up once a month to keep the public coming in if they want to join us and to share our experiences. Really, got a few prisons and a few places. We're when's Prague, Mark?
Aha, Prague.
Sorry?
Heading to Prague.
Yeah, February.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Just waiting for 14 players to join.
You're not going.
key player.
You're not going over to pick up women, are you?
Oh, I've done that. It's men now.
Yeah.
There's so many castles out there and so many different venues that I've already sort of spoken to. It was our next place on the list really. We're short of coming over to America. I think that we were going to look at Venice, then Prague, and there's castles that we've spoken to out there and that have allowed us access and been sort of chatting to a few people out there. So it's certainly, although the women that I think coming over, they were partners as a part of a sort of holiday. They're definitely being like sneak off and go to a castle or go to some sort of venue, so they have to sort of watch the space. So we're going to do that, but we're starting sort of to build next year, starting to look at venues and look at what we've sort of, as a group, we've gone sort of Scotland, and then we've probably just hit Leicester, Nottingham, 30 East Drive. We've never really gone the left-hand side, so Liverpool up that side. We're going
Over the
to
water.
I know
Yeah.
Liverpool.
Have you heard of it?
yeah.
I've been to Liverpool. Like I know where that is.
I thought we should go a little bit further over to another island, I reckon's next.
Sorry.
A little bit further over, like middle of England, and then just go over to the side a little bit. There's a big, massive island. I think they call it Ireland.
Ireland? Yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard of that place as well.
Yeah, there's some good old places up there.
Yeah, it's full of Irish people.
And Guinness.
We've been chatting over there as well. So we've been looking, and certainly that's the next place we're going to book with the group to go over to Ireland. We're just looking at some venues now. I've got a telephone number for a chap I'm going to call tomorrow, which should be able to get us in Lech Castle. What we've been trying for a long time, and so we're going to go to Ireland. We're just sort of start. November's the time we start sort of piecing it together. Really start putting it in the diary, and there's loads of places we want to do. But sort of, joking aside about Liverpool, we've always gone the other side, like say Leicester, Nottingham, and there's some places up in left hand side we're going to come. So we've got the end of this year. We've got Dana Prison in Shrewsbury. And we've got Shore House, and then we've got a couple of private ones in, and then seeing off the year and then into next year we're looking for new venues, but sort of watch your space at the moment. So we're certainly going to be continuing what we're doing and letting people come along with us and sort of sharing the passion for it really still.
No, you need to keep at it. If you don't keep at it, I'm going to come and find somebody to get you, because as I've always said, the way you guys have done it, it's always been the right way of doing it. And me and Kate, when we and Kate, we used to look for guests, we were notorious. When I say notorious, we were on an old show as well, and we were very notoriously picky of who would take on or who would who we used to interview. We if we didn't think it was right, we'd never do it. We avoided a few guests. You guys, when we seen what you got up to, we were like, yeah. And there was times we tried to get. Do you know what? I'd love to get your entire team on one day and just let you
go at it.
It sounds horrible. Just
drop the gloves.
Just let you go at it.
Just go at it. Yeah.
Me and Kate have been in talks over the past couple of months about just doing a big round table discussion and opening it on Twitter and opening it on Facebook and say, get a load of people's questions, right? And just throw the question into the middle of the room and go.
Shred it.
I was saying about 30's Drive, and because we only went up with the four of us, I've been speaking to the owner, and the owner's emailed me back on Friday to say that a Sunday has come up. So actually, watch this space. So we should go live from East Drive next time we're running. So it's Sunday night, and then we'll bring you along there with us for an hour and let you know what's going on.
Oh, that might be. Oh, dude, I like that. I like it.
Oh, when it comes to you wanting to stream from there, contact me before you do, and I'll show you something involving streaming through Facebook and all that. I can show you streaming on steroids for free. Amazing.
Why don't you come with us and do the show from there? How about
that? I'm washing my hair that night.
You did.
Dude, right, you know what, right? Beforehand, we'll arrange it off air, but definitely will do. I definitely would. I'd come along, I'll bring me cameras, I'll interview you while you're there, and then I'll straight afterwards. No, do you know what, right? This is going to sound really horrible because I'm from Liverpool and I'm already a shifty character as it stands. But it'll probably be the first time I've ever been into a big old creepy building with permission. It's going to be a new world for me. It's totally new world for me.
They're going to have to pat you down to make sure nothing's stolen, you scouts. That's all I got. That's all I'd worry about. You get busted for... Yeah, I had to get one of those tonight. Yeah, if I don't get one of those, I feel left out. I'll be honest with you.
So, right, we're coming to the end of the show, but before we do come to the end of the show, you guys okay for a couple of minutes if I just literally show this piece of equipment that I've been nagging about for about a week? A few people I've spoken to on Facebook, I've told them about it, have said, listen, I'm going to sort of showcase it. Comment section. So for everybody who's watching this in the comment section below, I'll put a link to the websites, for instance, that you can get it. I'm not endorsed in any way, shape or form with it. It's just I like it as a piece of equipment. If you're listening on the podcast, just go into the comment section or the synopsis section, and it'll be in there as well. So I'm going to load up the software because I just like it for what it is. I was showing Kate before the show started.
Cool.
It's a fascinating piece of equipment. So there we go. Tell me when you guys can see my screen. Can you see that?
Yeah. See
the hand?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yep. if I go to V, which would be that one, anything that covers the screen, anything that covers that camera, or that little piece of equipment there, anything that covers that, it shows. So it's showing both my hands, my hand holding the camera, which is that one, and then
Is that
hand, it's absolutely amazing. But, so yeah, as a piece of equipment, I think I'm going to test the living crap out of it. The fact that it needs no power, I think I can't understand them still to this day. Found or decided to try and use it on an investigation. So I've actually got two. As I said, I've got this one. I'm going to order another one. And I'm going to take them to an investigation on in about 2 weeks in a big old Georgian house, I think it is. So I'm going to fill the place with that. And I'm going to leave them just recording in the distance and see what happens. But yeah, for anybody who's listening or anybody who's on the podcast, jump over to the channel, give it about 2 weeks, and if you've got notifications set up for our channel, you'll see the review. You'll probably hear me swear a lot and have trouble installing it the second time, but I'll get it done. I'll get it done eventually.
I'd be interested in one of them.
For what it is, it's absolutely phenomenal.
That is good.
And I mean, for the price of it's £50. It's not as if it's £300 or £400. It's something that it's actually. Do you know what? Its main feature that I seen for it was there's a video on YouTube and it shows a guy playing cut the rope with his finger and he's just going like that, and the next minute he's playing a gun game and he's just got his hand and he's going like that and shooting people on COD or Call of Duty, and I'm like, yeah, that's really good. And then when I got to test it the first time, and I didn't mean to, I was just had my hand over it and I'm going, that's good. And then it's got a purpose that I'm gonna utilize it. So it's getting bladdered over the next couple of weeks, and then I'm going to take it on investigation and see how it one pans out. But as I said, if you want to know where it's from, I'll drop it into the comment section below, and Mark, I'll send you a link to where you can pick them up. But they're well worth it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Not a problem. Listen, guys, is there anything you need to plug before we go?
No,
Like 2017 and 2017?
Some go to site is the best.
we've got
Look at him like that was a badge.
Dana Prison coming out, which we're looking forward to, certainly sort of in terms of the size of the venue and being a massive prison. We've got Preston Manor at Halloween. We're live streaming from Halloween on the 29th. Next Saturday, we're live streaming from would be the full event from Preston Manor.
Yeah.
And then we'll play for 2017 because we've already booked 6, so we just haven't launched them yet. So 6 are booked, and then we'll be launching in probably November.
Brilliant. Mark, do you want to plug anything yourself?
Not really. It's just good to meet you guys and carry on what you do. It's been brilliant. Thank you for being invited.
And again, this is I'll say it again to you guys. It's an open invitation. Whenever you want to come back and tell me about your dress-up games or the fact that you share a room together, or when you want to tell people the real reason that your webcams are not working, it's all on you. So on that utter bombshell, guys, if you're watching, thanks very much. If you're listening, thanks very much. Catch up with these guys, Southern Ghost Society. You can catch them on Facebook. You guys are on Twitter. Am I right in believing you're on Instagram?
Yeah. We are.
Yeah, so basically just look at social media, Google them, and they're legit, so stick with them. Guys, we'll catch you again, okay? So see you all soon.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.